Hi, I'm Nikki, the Obsessive Bookseller. Welcome to my channel. Today we're doing a TBR for March 2023. Now, if you caught my wrap-up video, you'll know that I have a bunch of books that I'm carrying over because I'm reading everything at once right now. It's giving me enough variety. It's soothing that anxious feeling I had where I felt like I needed to get to things quickly, so I'd rush what I was currently reading, making the process less fun. So I'm like, why don't I just start everything and then I can see what I'm missing? I wouldn't recommend the strategy, but it's working for me right now. But I am so excited for the lineup I've got this month. I have a couple of series closeouts, I'm starting a couple of new things, reading a few things with patrons. It's going to be awesome. So the very first thing, Guns of Dawn by Adrian Tchaikovsky. This book has been on my TBR, my high priority TBR, for years now, and I have just never made time to get around to it because I'm like, oh, well, that's a standalone. I can always get around to that. I don't have to rush. And incidentally, one of my co-moderators on Fantasy Buddy Reads and I read a whole bunch of books together several years ago and really got a feel for each other's tastes in books. And he personally recommended this one to me as something that I would absolutely love. And ever since then, it's been on my radar. And it got chosen for Patreon book clubs, so I have no excuse. It is getting read this month, and I am super excited. And later in the month, my patrons and I are also picking up Jade Legacy by Fonda Lee. Even though I've been a little like, it's okay, pretty good about the first two books in the series so far, I am extremely excited for this one. When I started hearing really positive things about the series, more than just like casually here and there, it was because people had read this third book and absolutely loved the way it ended. So, and plus, the blue cover. This is one of my favorite covers on my shelves just because I love that shade of blue. So pretty. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how the momentum of the story really comes full circle. I have read her Untethered Sky book that comes out in April, and I see how she really caps off a story, and it's got me really motivated to pick this one up, and I can't wait to see how it ends. I am really hoping that my enjoyment of this book will pull up my ratings for the other two books in the series so far, because I've been I'd say 3.5 to 4 stars for both of the first two books. It's good enough to continue. I'm enjoying it. I'm not loving it as much as I hoped I would, and that's been very sad. This one has all my hopes on it to change that. I'll be continuing my journey with Ruin, with Faithful and the Fallen. Are you all sick of hearing this on my TBR? But at least now I'm actually in the process of reading it. I'm about halfway through, and my intention this month is to pay a little more focus on this than I am all of the other books I have in the rotation, and hopefully finish this book and then pick up Wrath and at least start that one by the end of the month. I'm loving all things John Gwynne. I don't know why I'm not prioritizing it higher, but I am just trying to get into a rhythm of multiple books going at once again. At the moment, this is a high priority, if not the highest priority. 2 Blackfire Keep. I'm laughing at myself because this has been on my TBR since it came out in August, September, and it's so short. This is literally the work of a couple of hours to finish, and that is why I keep putting it off, because I'm like, well, I have time to do that anytime, so I don't really have to write it in. So we're going to see if I actually get to it again this month, or if I push it off and it's going to be on my TBR next month. Including it again is my way of kind of shaming myself into finally picking it up, because I'm at the point now where it's ridiculous how often I have showed this one on screen. Will it get read this month? We shall see. The first 2 weeks of this month, I am blocking off for a library TBR project. So I filmed a video already where I highlighted all of the books on my library TBR that I have just been allowing someone else to check out perpetually. Are you ready for it now? Nope, let someone else have it. And I've been doing that with 10 books, and I've been carrying the same 10 books along for 6 months. So I'm I've had enough. At the very beginning of March, I'm going to make myself check out anything that becomes available as soon as it becomes available. I'm not allowed to push the hold off again. I have to check it out, and I have to make sure I read it within the time frame, or else I'm going to go to the back of the line again, which I guess is not a huge deal because I'm not reading the frickin' things anyway. Anyway, that sounded like a lot of fun. I'm not sure if the video will go live in March, but it'll definitely be up by April. And really, once I read all of the books on that lineup, I'm just going to fill it with more holds. But at least it'll be new titles. I'm also working on Project Sci-Fi. I have at least 3 books flagged for that to read this month, one of which I'm about halfway through that my patrons picked for me, and then 2 more that I might steal from my Read Burn Hoard shelf that I didn't get a chance to read within that project. So yeah, we're gonna pick them up for Project Sci-Fi. I think it should be fun. I'm also picking up Will of the Many by James Islington, one of my highest anticipated releases of the year. I love the Licanius trilogy. It's one of my favorite sets of works. It's ones that I've reread, and I don't make time to reread very often, and they're huge books. So that ought to tell you something about how much I love the quality in those stories. Now, I've already started this one. I'm about 3 or 4 chapters in, and it's awesome. The world building is so good, so good. There's such depth of creativity here. You just know you're getting something of quality. And 3 or 4 chapters in, I am still only at the 1% mark. So this is going to be a massive book. It's probably going to take me a couple of months to read, but I'm loving every moment so far. It's reminding me strongly of all of the feels I just got from reading the Kithamar series by Daniel Abraham, at least the 2 books that are out so far. So if you like Abraham's writing style and you haven't tried James Islington, like, this one is screaming to me that same sort of slow burn, amazing, rich, subtle world building feel. I love it. Can't wait to tell you more about that one. I hate the cover, but that's okay. We can get past that. For Project A to Z, I am moving on to Half a War by Joe Abercrombie. We are gonna finish this series this month, dang it. And if I'm lucky, this one's shorter than the rest of them. Like, this one's not bad. It's just at about a 3-star read for me compared to everything else that I've read. And if it weren't for the A to Z project, I may have set it aside for other things. Is it giving me any of the things that I sign up for an Abercrombie book for? No. Is it an enjoyable read for what it is? Yeah, it is. Looking forward to reading that one. And then next up on that shelf is Bronze Gods by Anne Aguirre. This author is kind of hit or miss for me, but when she hits, she is among my all-time favorites. I really love the stuff from her that I've absolutely loved. And this is kind of like a clockwork urban fantasy type of book. I think it's a duology. It's one that I would not have gotten to on my own accord quickly at all. Probably not for another like 5 to 10 years. So the fact that the A to Z project is making me pick it up now, I'm absolutely loving. And part of that is because I know I like her so much, I kind of save good books for a rainy day. I'm not doing that anymore, dang it. I don't want to save any books for a rainy day because I may not have a chance to read them all. So I think that's why lately I've been okay letting go even good books, like 3-star reads, setting those down in favor of the like exceptional reads. It's really driving me right now. It would be one thing to be that picky if there weren't such abundance, but I have so many options in front of me and so many things that I am really excited to read. Like, why waste my time? Because I'm a completionist. It's very hard to do that when you're a completionist, because when you set stuff down, you feel like just like the anxiousness, like, oh, I'm never going to have a chance to get back to that. And if I do, I'm going to have to reread and it's only subpar. Yeah, that's tomorrow Nikki's problem. She'll worry about that once she's finished reading all of the awesome things on her plate right now. It may never happen. New books are coming out all the time. New amazing books. Diatribe over. Anyway, I'm really excited to get to this one, and I'm probably going to pick up a digital copy because this is a signed one and I don't want to mess it up too much. But yeah, looking forward to those. I do have a couple of nonfiction books that I picked up on an Audible sale in mind to read, but I'm not sure which ones I'm going to pick yet, so you'll just see what those are in the wrap up. That's everything for the month. I have so many things going on. I gave you like a list of 10 books, and then I also have 2 different projects that I'm trying to do, let alone like Read, Burn, Hoard, which I'm always running. So many things going on. So the fact that I'm rotating through so many books at once is actually a source of comfort because at least I'm trying certain things. It's much easier to abandon a mediocre book when you've got like 5 really good ones going. So let me know what's on your TBR for this month. Are you looking forward to reading anything in particular? Thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope to catch you next time. Bye.